Hi, I'm Fabian, and as I continue my journey to find out the essential things about our daily lives, I move on to a topic that I hold very close to my heart, which is food. Generally, we Asians, we consume a lot of rice. Now, there are over 40,000 types of rice in this world, and I used to eat white rice on a daily basis. As I grow elder, I need to consume brown rice because it is the healthier option. Today, I was introduced to a healthier option than a brown rice, which is the Gaba rice. Now, 40,000 types of rice in this world. Generally, we Malaysians consume 82.3 kilograms of rice, and we're lucky that the northern state of Kedah grows rice right here in Malaysia. Now, you can cook rice in several different ways. One of the ways would be steaming it, boiling it, or you can even put it into the microwave oven. Now, I have two experts with me today. One's a dietitian, the other one's a chef, to teach me how to prepare Gaba rice and what are the nutritions inside the Gaba rice. Let's take a look. Let's speak to a dietitian who is from Sunway Medical Center, Celeste Lau. Welcome to the show. And Celeste is also a member of the Malaysian Dietitians Association. And in her practice, I'm sure she's seen a lot of food ingredients and things, and you advise people a lot about rice as well, I'm quite sure. Now, on the table, we have white rice, we have brown rice, and we have parboiled rice. Celeste, maybe you can tell me the differences between all these rice.
Okay, so this is white rice.
Okay.
That is a normal consumption, or people consume all this white rice. And this is so-called as a brown rice.
Okay.
So for this brown rice, the difference compared to white rice is the husk layer.
Okay, the outer layer.
Correct.
Okay.
So for brown rice, it actually has all the hull, or we call it the husk, and the bran, and also the germs inside.
Right.
So, and for all these things, it makes the brown rice become a little bit more advanced compared, or we say better compared to white rice, because it's all the minerals and vitamins is still intact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other one that we call as a parboiled rice, actually it's a pre-boil of brown rice.
Okay.
And through the process of, we call it as soaking, steaming, and drying.
Okay,
so after the process, you will remove the outer layer of the husk.
Okay.
So, and that's why the color you can see is almost the same, or still with
Still brown.
a little brown
Yeah,
compared to white rice.
Right.
So 80% of the nutrients and vitamins that, or fiber, even from this brown rice, is still with parboiled rice.
Right.
So if we compare to these two types of rice, parboiled rice and brown rice, it has a higher advanced with a better benefits compared to white rice, because of the fiber, minerals, especially if you say for the magnesium and the vitamins like vitamin B, B12, all these things is still higher in all these unprocessed rice.
Right. And then we have the fourth one, which is the Gaba rice, right? Maybe you can tell us the difference after the, I call it germination, sprouting process for the brown rice, right? Yeah.
So actually Gaba rice, we so-called Gaba because of the terms of this Gaba thing. So it's called as a gamma aminobutyric acid.
Okay.
So this is actually produced from our brain normally. But after the sprouting process from this brown rice, that it creates something through a temperature, because 30 degrees Celsius
30 degrees
for 3 hours.
Okay.
Then after that, let it sprouting for at least 22 hours, or so-called, some people they take longer time. Then until the germination come out, then it so-called as this Gaba rice. No?
Right.
And the nutrients content is actually more compared to brown rice even. Because of the sprouting process, it creates another enzyme. So it actually makes the food or the rice itself have higher minerals and vitamins.
Right. Okay. So in your practice, right, there are a lot of consumption methods, I'm sure. Generally, I'm quite sure Malaysians still consume the white rice, right? Go any shop out there, a lot of people just still serve white rice because of the price factor a little bit as well, right? But you know, from the three differences, I'm sure that you have advised people based on the brown rice, which is the better rice, right? And now the new Gaba rice, which has more nutrients. How do you see Malaysians going forward or what would you suggest to a patient, you know, moving forward with what they consume on a daily basis? Yeah.
Normally, I will tell people rice is not the culprit of your weight.
Okay.
Rice is not the culprit of your diabetes.
Right.
Because the thing is most important is how do you cook your rice.
Okay.
Because normally if you just steam your rice, I'll say, okay, still not too bad. Right. But for people, sometimes they cook rice with oil.
Right.
And sometimes with santans and all these things.
Yeah.
So it actually creates more fats inside the rice itself.
Okay.
Then it comes some health affected.
Right.
But if you choose something that I prefer something unprocessed. Unprocessed as means you still have all the natural minerals from the rice itself.
Right.
So then for this one, definitely with the fiber and vitamins, it helps to reduce even for those who have this diabetes problem, high blood pressure problems, and even for those like cancerous patients as well. So go for more natural source. I'll say is the healthier choice.
So sprouting and the germination would help. Would it help with cancer? I mean, would it cure them, or would it?
I would say it will not cure, but
at
least there is still some things that with more minerals inside. Because when we eat for health prevention, we want something that is actually more benefits. But for white rice, it's already polished out, everything good. So which one do you choose? If you are the one.
Of course, we go for the one that is a bit more natural, because organic food is like the in thing right now, right? A lot of people are eating organic food, salads and all that. But here we are talking about Gaba rice, and from Gaba rice, what I understand from you just now is
it's a
germinated rice, 21 to possibly 72 hours or more, depending on how much you would like to actually sprout it, right? Thank you very much for your advice. Now let's go on and cook some brown rice, because we are going to see how the sprouting process from the traditional 72 hours, 21 to 72 hours, or possibly longer, and then we can see with technology we can bring this time down to 2 to 6 hours. Let's speak to Abang Brian and find out a little bit more. So earlier on, I spoke to a nutritionist that told me a lot about Gaba rice and its nutrition, but right now I want to eat it because I've never eaten Gaba rice, right? But with me today, I have Abang Brian. Abang Brian, welcome to the show. Now, Abang Brian over here not only will tell me how to cook with this multi-pressure cooker, but you are also going to tell me whether this rice tastes exactly like what it's supposed to be. All right. Okay. So let's talk first about Gaba rice. Now, just to share with you, Gaba rice is again basic brown rice. Not fermented. Germinated, that's right.
And usually it takes about 72 hours to germinate it, and basically when we say germinate, what we're talking about is basically soaking it at a certain temperature for it to, orang Melayu kata bercambah. Bercambah means for it to grow a little bit lah, like we want to plant it like that lah.
Right.
So
plant it in a rice cooker.
Yeah, plant it in a rice cooker. And today I'm going to show you how to cook the Gaba rice in half, not half, in less than 1/4 of the time, 6 hours, using the Kuku rice cooker.
Right.
And for people who don't know about the Kuku rice cooker, Kuku is actually the #1 brand in Korea when it comes to rice cookers. Every 10 seconds they sell one rice cooker, and they have actually more than 73% of the market share. And I'm going to show you how you can cook Gaba rice with the Kuku rice cooker. Basically, what you have to do is just put in rice, okay, that I've washed a little bit, and of course you're gonna, when you get the Kuku rice cooker, you get both these two items, which includes the measuring cup. So right here I've actually measured 2 cups of rice, and usually when we cook rice at home, right, when I was little, I was taught to use fingers, hands to measure the water.
Usually
right?
hands, right?
Usually the hands like that, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, sometimes it's not so accurate,
and
sometimes you have different variation of the texture of the rice that comes out, because everyone has different hands, and it's agak. So Kuku actually has solved this problem for all of us by actually putting in the rice pot measurements of water that you should put inside. So for example, if you put 2 cups, you just follow the number 2 for brown rice, and there's a few lines here. So this is for brown rice, there's also for white rice, and also porridge. So there's no agak-agak anymore. You just pour and you follow the measurement inside the pot. That's about 2 for 2 cups.
Alright, that's it.
Right?
Yep.
And all you have to do is just lock it. Select the Gaba function.
Gaba rice.
Right? And I don't even have to look at it actually, because it's actually
germinating
talking to me. So when you hear Gaba, you just set it for about 6 hours and you press start. And then you leave it to be. You can spend time with your family, you can go cook something else. And yeah, okay, talking about Gaba rice. For now, we're going to leave it to germinate for about 6 hours, right?
Yep.
And of course, our focus today is Gaba rice, but one of the things that I want to share with you about the Kuku rice cooker, Kuku has a patent to this, and it's the only rice cooker in the world which has this technology where with one type of rice, let's say you buy a jasmine rice, normal rice, you can get 16 different texture and taste from that one rice. So for example, white rice, right?
Rice is rice to me, man.
Okay, white rice is rice to you. Okay, I'll give you an example. White rice, when you take white rice, right? Okay, this is brown rice.
This is brown rice, okay.
If you take any rice, even brown rice, when you cook it, right? There's this function in this cooker which is called my mode. You can set your mode. My mode.
Alright.
Our mode, right? So it actually plays with the heating and the soaking time of the rice.
Okay.
And what that does, basically, it makes it sweeter and it makes it more starchier. So with a normal rice, what I can do is cook sushi rice. It becomes sticky and glutinous enough to mimic Sushi rice. So the other thing that I like about this rice cooker is that it's not just a rice cooker. It has over 100 functions.
Right. Because it's a pressure cooker as well, right?
It's a pressure cooker. Like I always tell people, when you get a Kuku rice cooker, you are not only buying a rice cooker, you are getting a pressure cooker, you are getting a steamer, you are getting an oven, you are getting a rice cooker, plus you can fry in it. You can cook it.
It's basically a pan by itself.
It's everything in your kitchen.
Right.
Of course, one of the favorite things of mine with this Kuku rice cooker is the pressure.
Okay.
I love the pressure.
Tell me about pressure,
The pressure that this Kuku rice cooker has is 1.8 bar.
Okay.
It's the highest in Malaysia that you can ever get because usually in the market it's about 1.2 bar only.
Higher pressure, cook faster?
Cook faster and more yummy.
Okay.
Why? I give you an example. With the multi-cook function that we use here, not only you can control the temperature of the food that you're cooking from 40 degrees to 120 degrees, but also with the pressure trap, for example, if you were to cook rendang, takes about 2-3 hours.
2-3 hours.
Depending on how soft you want the meat.
Correct.
With this cooker, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Tender, soft, juicy.
Tender, soft, juicy, because everything is trapped inside. All the nutrients, all the moisture, everything is trapped inside.
Okay.
So all the flavors are sealed inside, and it's really, really yummy.
Right.
And the other thing that I like to cook in here is lamb shank. Lamb shank takes 3 to 4 hours. Within 45 minutes, with the same multi-cook function, 45 minutes, the meat falls off the bone. And I've tried it before, I've tested it time and time again. Even if I were to cook curry in it or rendang in it, if I use the auto clean function, it actually has an auto clean function, which after cooking, it's oily and stuff like that. You just put in water, you press the auto clean function, you go do whatever you want to do. Once it's done, you just take the pot out, bilas dengan air, a little bit of sabun.
Okay.
That's it. No scrubbing involved and whatever not. And that actually, if you cook rice after that, the rice doesn't smell or taste like salmon or curry or whatever.
Right, so your auto cleans function also part of the technological advancements, right? Other than the machine talking to you.
The voice navigation is something that I really love.
Right.
Because a lot of people who buy any gadget, right, especially in the kitchen, they are very afraid of buttons. They're like, especially the elder generation, right?
True.
People who look at the handphone like that. My mom.
Okay.
They always look like, okay, what button? They always panic. There's fear in them because they don't know what to press next, and it's so complicated. This is not. This is really simple because it talks to you. It actually tells you which button to press next.
Right.
If you don't understand what they're saying, the buttons actually blink.
So there is also not only voice navigation, visual navigation.
Visual navigation, you know, the LED screen that you see here.
Right.
And if you don't understand English, it comes in different languages.
Right. Korean is one of them.
Korean is one of them. Cantonese is one of them.
Wow.
Okay. So you can actually select that. And of course, one of the other things that's very important for me whenever I bring anything home to my house for my family to use is definitely safety. Right. And I have a cooking school for children. I always cook with children, and this is one of the items that we use to cook in my cooking school for children because it's really safe. It has over 22 safety functions, which include the locking system here.
Let's show it on here, right?
Let's show it here. Because if you were to try to open it while it was cooking, it will not open.
Oh,
and we're talking about pressure, right?
Right,
you used to own restaurants, you know about pressure. When you play with pressure, if you, okay, so if you were to, let's say, have a kid suddenly like, Mom, what are you cooking? You'll lock.
Right.
Okay, it will not open. And you can only open it with when you unlock it. Right? And of course, the other thing that is very safe and hygienic about this thing is because usually when you have rice cookers, this part, the top part gets starchy and gets gross.
Starchy.
And when you want to wash it, it's a bit complicated, especially if it's an electronic. Right? With this one, with the Kuku rice cooker, all you have to do is pluck it out, wash it.
Right. And you can wash this part as well, right?
Yep, you can just wipe it, but usually this part doesn't get
that's right.
dirty because this is really airtight.
Right.
And once you wash it, just put it back in, and you lock it, and you can use it. Other than that, the top part where the steam comes out, you can also wash it. The other part where you can also wash is the back. Let's turn it to the back. This is where the excess water will come out from your rice or from your rendang or your curry, whatever. And you can wash it and you just put it back. Everything is just press, and it locks.
Detachable, that's what
everything is detachable, everything is clean. And the other thing that is really important about these cookers, both these cookers, this is the HM10, my favorite. This is the M10. You can get anyone, both of them have about the same functions. No matter how long you've been cooking, you can touch here, you can hug it.
It's not hot.
It's not hot.
So that's why you
Only
can hug
the
it,
pot.
because it's cooking right now.
Yeah, I'm hugging what's cooking.
It's really cooking right now.
Yeah. So I think those are the main features of the cuckoo rice cooker, which is very interesting.
Okay.
And yeah, I hope you learned a little bit.
Yes, of course. We would like to try. I mean, look, dude, I've never eaten Gaba rice, and I would really like to try a Gaba rice from now. All right. We have to wait for 6 hours. Okay. Well, we'll come back and we'll try some Gaba rice right in front of you. So it's been 6 hours and we've been cooking the Gaba rice. Of course, the same machine, everything's the same. Wow! Now, okay, from the visual of it, what I see is that it looks exactly the same as the normal brown rice. Ooh, the smell.
You can smell the sweetness of the rice.
Yeah, I actually can smell the starch of the rice from here where I'm standing. I know it's a bit far. I really can smell them. And Brian's going to be nice enough to scoop 1 or 2 spoons. Of course,
more than 2 spoons.
Right, I'm not really a fan of, I just hope that you can see this, I'm not really a fan of hot food. But what I can see from here is that, I know I live in Malaysia, right? But really, look, I'm not a fan of hot food, but what I can see here is that, to me, visually, it looks exactly like the normal brown rice. But when I dive in deeper to it, it looks a lot more fluffier.
Right.
Right? I think that's what we are trying to achieve, right?
And also, if you look at the grains of the rice, you get like little lines.
Yes, the
little lines. Those
yeah,
are the that's what happens when you start germinating brown rice. Usually, brown rice.
Those are the ones that are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brown rice is just brown rice.
Yeah.
With the standard normal rice, right? I love beras wangi. Just to let you know. Okay, but okay, I'm just gonna take a it's hot. So I've tasted this, Brian. Thank you very much for sharing it with me. What I felt is that the rice is a lot fluffier, okay? And there's a little crust around the rice. So this is from the germination
process.
Yeah, germination process. And not to mention that as well, I can feel that there's like a little bit of a earthy flavor, right? I think that's the word that I'm looking for to describe earlier on about the rice. And that's what technology can do for us these days. And now again, you and I can step into the world of cuckoo with zero worries. Thank you, Brian, for coming on the show. Thank you for being here. He's sitting like this.